All right, boys, today we've got a super exciting video. So a video I've been looking forward to a while now because I haven't even watched the video, but essentially I got a video and I was able to ask a question to a guy I really look up to in the business space online. His name, you've probably seen him before. He's gotten huge in the past couple of years. His name is Patrick Bet-David. He's interviewed Donald Trump. He's been on Joe Rogan. This dude is massive. He's gotten really big in the political space, but before that, he actually had an insurance company that he sold for 9 figures. And, this guy is no newbie to the space, right? He understands what he's talking about. And specifically when it comes to business and just navigating decisions, something I've really been looking at as a question of mine recently is, should I drop out of school even though I've made some money online? Okay. Now, I'm going to explain to him what I asked him in my question. I'll show screenshots of it, what I asked him first, and then I'll actually go into live reacting to the video he sent me personally, just based on my situation. And I think what I sent to him is, obviously, if you guys have followed me at all on this channel, it's exactly what has happened. I've gone from pretty much not much, I was had no money as just some high school student, pretty overweight, to now being able to make some money online, a bit more fit, etc., etc. But overall, I want to really navigate this decision of should I drop out or not. Okay, and there's a lot of decisions on why I still go to school. I go to an online school currently, and it's by no means fun, but it's for potentially going into a business school in person where I can meet a lot of people and make some connections. So let's quickly jump into it. This video I think is super important. If you're a similar situation to me, maybe you're in your late teens or early 20s and you are trying to just navigate whether you should just drop out or, drop your job and just go all into entrepreneurship or online business, whatever it be, this video I think is going to be super helpful for you. So let's jump into it. Alrighty, here. So I got my phone right in front of me and I'm going to quickly read through. I'll put screenshots up on the screen here as well, what I asked him, and I'll just kind of read through it. So I said, "Hey, Patrick Bet-David, my name is Carson Reed and I'm 18 years old. I'm reaching out because I have one big question I'd love your insight on. I've been running my own online marketing business, which has grown to a personal take home of around 10 to 15K per month, and I built up a net worth of about $150,000. Currently, I'm a first year student at a local college taking only online classes. My biggest challenge is meeting like-minded people in person, especially those who share my passion for business and could be potential long-term connections. I'm at a crossroads debating whether I should drop college entirely to focus on scaling my business and personal brand, or to transfer to a business school where I could build relationships with people my age and get that in-person experience plus running the business alongside school. I really admire your work and perspective, and any advice you have would mean a lot to me as I navigate this decision. Thanks so much for your time and God bless." That's what I said to him here. I'll quickly pull up the video. I'll pull it up on the screen too, and I'll just live react to it right here for the first time. We'll just go through it and let's jump into it.
Carson, first of all, congrats on your success. I think what it comes down to is many years ago, Tom and I wrote a book called Drop Out and Get Schooled. And it's an Amazon, it's a self-pub book that we did based on a few videos that I did. I have 4 kids, okay? So I'm gonna talk to you as if you're my kid. With my kids, I talk to them from now on what they wanna do long term. If one of my sons or daughters wants to be a lawyer, guess what? You're going to school. If one of my kids wants to be the CEO of one of our companies to run it, they're probably gonna go through an MBA program. If one of my kids wants to go to art school, I'm sending them to France instead of going to art school. I'm not paying money for art school or any of this other stuff. STEM, I'll finance it, any of that, not. And they need to show me the fact that they're determined to get that done. If one of my kids is a hardcore entrepreneur that at 18 years old has $150,000 saved and he's an independent guy, creator, you don't need to go to school. You can simply go and pick up the skill sets by hiring consultants or being in different communities, being part of different masterminds where you're hearing other operators. You have to be part of a mastermind at this age that you're building a business. There's many of them I can recommend you. I think we run the best. And you can go to betdavid.com to learn about what we do at Bet-David Consulting. I'll also give you a phone number of a couple of my guys to text, and they'll tell you more about it. But you need the right advisors and mentors at this phase that help you go to the next level. You can always take online courses, but what's a bachelor's degree gonna do to you? Look at me, you're connecting me. I don't have a 4-year, I don't have a 2-year, I don't have an 8-year. Now you may ask, Pat, then why would you want your kids to go get an MBA? Because their daddy has a big holding company. And to accelerate the process of them getting some case studies, it would benefit from them to go to a big business school to see the case studies, go work for somebody else for 3 years, then come back to daddy. If they come and work for me, we're gonna have issues together. I want them to go experience life, then come back and work with daddy. God willing, we could pull that off. And if they don't want to do it, they excel and they build something that's valuable without me, I'm okay with that as well. Anyways, God bless, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, so that's about the response I kind of expected. You can tell this guy knows how to market. He threw a little tiny pitch in there, but I'm sure what he does is great. I'll probably contact his team or whatever. I think masterminds are super, super important, but I agree with about everything you said in there, okay? And in this video, I want to kind of just portray my thinking process based on what he said and my situation. Hopefully you're maybe thinking through your situation yourself if you're looking at it through that lens. And there's three big things I look at here, okay? One is the fact that I'm 18 years old right now, right? I'm already about a year ahead through college classes or whatever it is. I'd be going to an in-person, business school in about a year's time, and I'd be able to meet a lot of people there, right? I have the rest of my life to make money, okay? The money is, I can do that the rest of my life, but there's a 4-year gap where I can meet a lot of connections that aren't just connections, that are business connections or friends or relationships, whatever it is, but they're local, okay? And this is one big thing I think a lot of people in the online space are just like, oh, move to Miami or whatever it is, right? I don't plan on moving to Miami for my whole life. Like Miami is, I'm sure cool, or, LA, I'm sure it's cool, but where I live currently is where I plan on living majority of my life. So I want a lot of people I know around here that are, local connections that live here, whatever it is, that I could say one day, hey bro, you want to go golf? And like when I'm 40 years old, 50 years old, like I want those type of people, whether they be business partners, business friends, or just friends you can go golf with, whatever it is. That's what I'm looking for, right? And I think all that will kind of level, up my standards a bit too, just because I'm around more people that are like-minded, that are also local. So the local is the big part for me. That is one goal for me that I am looking for, okay? 2 is what he said in there is I think that he's 100% right about not needing a degree, okay? So this point for me, I think in this video, understanding this has just, it's closed the deal. Case closed. I sometimes have the lingering thought where everyone's around me telling me, oh, you need a degree, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's case confirmed. Obviously you don't, right? Like I'm kind of a testament to this. There's hundreds of other people that are as well, thousands, tens of thousands. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, they didn't drop out of college for no reason, right? They had better ideas, and they're not poor at all today by any means. So obviously the degree is not what I'm there for. I think it's a 95 to 5% ratio of 95% people to meet there and 5% education, right? And one thing I've done, if you're in my Discord server at all, it's free. You guys can check that out. I'll probably link it in the description. The Discord server I make sometimes just monthly or weekly just wisdom posts, like I did one in there today. And I just talk about what I'm essentially learning and just free knowledge just from what I'm learning through my businesses and through what I'm doing. And one thing I mentioned, I've met up in person with a lot of successful people I've known from my childhood or people I met working at my job, which was a golf course at the time when I was 15, 16 years old. And the one thing I asked them was, is it worth it? I've asked them this question too. And they've said, okay, cool. You can have an accounting class that's important to, running a business in the future, but really it's the people you meet. And that's been the big realization takeaway I've gotten from this. And of course, joining masterminds, like Patrick said, is super important. That's something I'm going to be doing and something I've actually already done. But I think going one step further is seeing a lot of people, like I said, local here, where I'm just going there mainly for the people and not for the education, then I think that's another story. So honestly, I think this has been a really, really good video. And I think Patrick obviously helped kind of make some beliefs more clear, but I think make others, give that perspective, right? Because it's everyone's perspective at the end of the day. My perspective is different than his is different than, everyone else's, right? So trying to kind of take bits and pieces, and maybe if you're in a similar situation to me, you're kind of going through in your thinking process of what you're trying to do and what actually aligns to success for you, then think about that. Because if you look at the statistics too, I think 88, or I might be botching the number here, but 80 something percent, maybe even 90% of millionaires went to college. Obviously this is, older type statistics where this was people 30, 40 years ago, but numbers also don't lie at the same time, right? Those people are probably a bit higher level than the entrepreneur who drops out, after making $5,000 and then has to go bankrupt because he's got no money, because he made some money off drop shipping. it's different too. And also in the, you know, the college scene, I'm not going to college to go there and drink alcohol and party, right? I think that's an escape. I think that's you're just losing, honestly. You know, like if that's all you do, I think you're just losing in general. You're wasting money, you're wasting time. There's no point in that, right? So going at things with more of an objective is for sure what I'm doing. Maybe this provided some insight for you too, as it's okay, you know, make your first bit of money online and not immediately drop out. As for me, myself, I still manage it. You know, of course it's a lot of time, but if anything, it's training myself more for when I do get out of college. I've got all this time in the day now to make more and more money. And when I do go to college, I'm not dropping any of the business stuff. It's 100% number one for me. So, you know, put your priorities straight on that. So yeah, hopefully this has been an insightful video. Again, Patrick, great video. And you guys, if you guys have any comments or suggestions, maybe things you agree with me on, disagree with me on, let me know in the comments. And then also if you want to, you know, actually talk, you can hear what I'm kind of talking about through my weeks in the Wisdom channel, like I said, in a Discord server I have. You can join that. It's free in the link description below as well. So that being said, that's it for this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.